Hi everyone. Yesterday I talked about how I'm handling the quédate en casa and the lockdown that's going on. And one of the tools that I mentioned that helps me with my anxiety and stress is EFT tapping. So today I have Jenny Clift. She is an EFT tapping coach, a mom of three girls, and also living in Madrid. So she knows how we all feel, right? And everything that we're going through. And she's going to share with us today. She's going to explain what EFT tapping is, and we're going to do a round together. And we're going to focus on the fact that starting tomorrow, we are in a state of alarm and we will no longer be able to go out of our house unless it's to buy groceries, medicine, or just like something really, really necessary. So yeah. Oh, and if this is the first time you're watching, I'm Denise. I'm a parenting coach. I'm a mom of two, and I currently live in Madrid, and we are right in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Okay, so here's Jenny to talk to us about EFT tapping. Okay, Jenny, you should be online.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Denise. Thank you very much. Nice to be here. Thanks for introducing me. So, this is really kind of weird times, isn't it? And as a mother, I mean, my children are now a bit older. My oldest is 19, and I have twins who are 16. But I remember all too well the whole, especially the whole thing of being stuck at home with children. I remember back then it was more about if they were sick or something like that, but it really increases their stress. And so I wanted to share tapping today, because tapping is a great tool. You can use it with someone like a coach, but you can also use it on your own. And at the end, I'll just make a note of that to just give some suggestions in what situations it's a good idea to use it. Okay, so just to start off by telling you, tapping is, EFT is short for Emotional Freedom Techniques. And it's basically using the same points on your face and body, which they use in acupuncture. So it's based on what we call, what Chinese call the meridian, or the kind of energy system. But instead of using needles, we use fingers and tap on different points. And it sounds a bit strange. It can look a little bit strange, but it's been shown now, scientifically, they've done studies to show that it brings down the hormones, the stress hormones, which are like cortisol or even adrenaline, and helps you kind of reset, like the fight or flight mechanism. And this point of where we are with the coronavirus pandemic, there's a lot of fight or flight. And when we have children in the mix, we look after them, but also trying to look after ourselves and our kind of emotional well-being, then, things are really, a lot of tension around it. It's really difficult. So that's kind of a brief thing. Do you have any questions, Denise?
No.
I'll keep on. I'll show you the points we're going to use. To start off, and maybe, and when we're doing the tapping, what I will do is ask you to be what is called echo voice. So I leave spaces, what I'm talking about, and then, but we'll be starting on the side of the hand, so kind of the little finger and the edge. It's sort of, if you were going to karate chop a keyboard or something, we'll be tapping there.
And all four fingers, right?
Use,
it doesn't matter.
Whatever. Some people do it like this, some people, but and I always say to people, be fairly firm, don't hurt yourself, but feel the vibrations, if you like, because you're stimulating the points. Okay. And then after that, we'll be saying a phrase a few times, and then we're going to go round the points. So the first one is like the eyebrow point, so the inside of the eyebrow. Exactly, you got it. And it can be either side, it doesn't matter. So you can tap there, you can tap here, some people tap both, whatever feels right. Okay, excellent. And then we go to the side of the eye. On the side of the eye, again, tapping there. Then under the eye, it's on the bone right under the eye, right under the pupil. Okay, I'm tapping there. Some people, you have glasses, you might have to slightly under them, but do what you can.
The side of the eye is the one where there's kind of like a dent, right?
Exactly. Sort of the temple. Yeah. That's right.
The temple.
Okay, and then under the eye. Then next is under the nose. So between the nose and the top lip. Okay. The next one is under the mouth, the kind of the cleft of the chin.
Yeah.
So we're tapping there. The next one is the collarbone. So if you go to that hollow in the middle and pull out to where the bones are, and then just under the end is kind of 2 dents there. Let me see if you can see.
It's over, right? Like here or under?
Under the clavicle, right there. There are 2 dents. And again, exactly, I know. And this is where people go, oh God, I look so weird. And I have to say, Denise, I tapped for 5 years without anyone ever seeing me tap. You know, I used to work with a coach, but it was on the phone, so no one's.
Yeah.
And then one day I confessed to my husband what I'm doing, you know. And then under the arm is the next one. That's kind of, you might feel a kind of sensitive spot there. If you do, tap there. It's like on the seam, if you have a seam of your dress or your top, right there. Okay. And as I say, these are stimulating different points, which are, and then the one in the middle of the top of the head. Again, sometimes I feel a bit of sensitivity there. Tap there, don't hurt yourself. And then we go round the points, okay?
Yeah.
And basically what we're doing as we tap, we're talking about what's bothering us. So and this sometimes people get a little bit, oh my God, I don't want to say the negative. So, you know, if I'm working with someone, especially one-on-one, maybe we're talking about this and they sort of go, oh my God, I yelled at my daughter this morning and she's only 3 years old. I'm such a bad mother, and how can I yell at her and everything? And so what we do in that case, and we would start by saying, even though I yelled at my daughter, and the client would repeat,
even though I yelled at my daughter,
I love and accept myself completely.
I love and accept myself completely. So do you think we could do this in front of our kids?
Oh gosh, absolutely. And we can absolutely, yes. I mean, you know, you can do it in front of them. You can go, if you prefer, go into your bedroom and go, oh my God, I can't believe it, I yelled it. And, you know, this is the formal thing. Even though I yelled at my love and set myself completely. If you're just in a state, and this is definitely a way of using it, you know, you're really getting wound up, I would just zip into the bathroom or something and just go around the points. And then we start around just saying, oh my God, I'm so furious, I'm about to blow, or whatever it is, you know, and allow yourself to come down.
Yeah.
So we'll be going around the points, and so if you'd like, let's give it a try. Okay. So what we talked about before we started the call was this whole idea of, oh my God, we have 2 weeks not being able to go out even, which seems almost criminal, doesn't it? I mean, the thought of having little children who can't go to the playground, who can't blow off steam. I mean, it's not a good prospect, is it? So just here's what I do with a client, and what we do with EFT is just say to yourself, right, I'm feeling really, let's tune into an emotion which is a possibility, which is anxiety. Let's think anxiety, we've got despair, maybe you're feeling frustrated. What kind of emotion can you, when you think about that scenario, 2 weeks without going out? Panic?
I mean, we talked about it before. I still don't know what the emotion is. It's just like panic, I guess. It's a bit of panic, I would say.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being total zened out calm, you know, and 10 is you're screaming your head off, how much panic can you summon up?
7.
7. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to write that down, and let's do some tapping. All right, so side of the hand, okay, and I'll say something, you reply, all right, or you come back. And I'm going to use some of the words that I can think of, but I'm also going to use, we talked before, and some of the words that you came up with as well, because this is something I love about tapping. It uses the client's words, so, you know, it's really taking into account how you're really feeling. So even though, oh golly, what were we saying? Oh yeah, okay, panic. Yeah, even though I'm panicking about these 2 weeks coming up.
Even though I'm panicking about these 2 weeks coming up.
I love and accept myself completely.
I love and accept myself completely.
Even though I'm panicking about these 2 weeks,
Even though I'm panicking about these 2 weeks,
the thought of having small children stuck at home,
the thought of having small children stuck at home,
none of us can go out.
none of us can go out.
We can't go to the playground.
We can't go to the playground.
We can't run around.
We can't run around.
And we're all stuck in a small place.
And we're all stuck in a small place.
And some people have terraces.
And some people have terraces.
Or gardens.
Or gardens.
And some of us are just in a flat. Or an
and some
apartment.
of us are just in a flat.
And even though that makes me want to panic.
And even though that makes me want to panic.
I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself.
Love, honor, and accept myself.
And we're going around the points. And Denise, I just wanted to ask you, but if we go over a few minutes, is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, right. It's just, with the explanation, it takes a while. So we're going around it won't be too long, but, just to get out in around, I'm really panicking about these next 2 weeks.
I'm really panicking about these next 2 weeks.
All right, side of the eye. I'm panicking.
I'm panicking.
When I think about this.
When I think about this.
About being stuck at home.
About being stuck at home.
Not being allowed out.
Not being allowed out.
It would be bad enough if I was on my own.
It would be bad enough if I was on my own.
Or if I was just with my husband.
Or if I was just with my husband.
But with children.
But with children.
It's not a good thought.
It's not a good thought.
And it doesn't feel good.
And it doesn't feel good.
Because children need to run around.
Because children need to run around.
They need to have exercise.
They need to have exercise.
They need to let off steam.
They need to let off steam.
As mothers, it's the first thing we know.
As mothers, it's the first thing we know.
When they start getting grumpy and tetchy.
When we start getting grumpy and tetchy.
The best thing to do is go out and run it off.
The best thing to do is go out and run it off.
And we're not going to be allowed to do that.
And we're not going to be allowed to do that.
For 2 whole weeks.
For 2 whole weeks.
It makes me want to panic.
It makes me want to panic.
I can feel the anxiety.
I can feel the anxiety.
Maybe in my stomach.
Maybe in my stomach.
In my body.
In my body.
This is not a good scenario.
This is not a good scenario.
How can they ask us to do this?
How can they ask us to do this?
It doesn't seem reasonable.
It doesn't seem reasonable.
Don't they have kids of their own?
Don't they have kids of their own?
Kids need to run around and play.
Kids need to run around and play.
And get together with other kids.
And get together with other kids.
Be out in fresh air.
Out in fresh air.
And we're going to be stuck at home.
We're going to be stuck at home.
Can't bear to think of it.
What did you say? Something to think of it?
I can't bear to think of it.
I can't bear to think of it.
I can't bear to think of taking it out on them.
I can't bear to think of taking it out on them.
They're going to bear the brunt of this.
They're going to bear the brunt of this.
This is going to be really hard.
This is going to be really hard.
Okay, so just take a breath. Okay. Now, at this point, chances are you're feeling worse, not better. So don't worry, because as we tap, we're saying the things which we try not to say to ourselves. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, because now I feel like I want to vomit.
Oh, great. Oh, sorry about that. All right. So let's just do tapping on that. And this is just explaining how to use the tapping. So now I'd say, now I want to vomit.
Now I want to vomit.
Because I feel really anxious.
Because I feel really anxious.
Because I don't know how I'm going to handle this.
Because I don't know how I'm going to handle this.
Don't know how we're going to get through this.
Don't know how we're going to get through this.
All this nausea that I'm feeling.
All this nausea that I'm feeling.
All this nausea in my stomach.
All this nausea in my stomach.
Just thinking about this.
Just thinking about this.
It hasn't even happened yet.
It hasn't even happened yet.
And I'm just thinking about it.
And I'm just thinking about it.
And it makes me want to vomit.
And it makes me want to vomit.
All this stress.
All this stress.
All this nausea.
All this nausea.
I'm acknowledging these feelings.
I'm acknowledging these feelings.
I'm not going to just push them away.
I'm not going to just push them away.
I'm honoring that they are there.
I'm honoring that they are there.
By honoring them.
By honoring them.
It doesn't mean I'm going to be stuck in them for 2 weeks.
It doesn't mean I'm going to be stuck in them for 2 weeks.
I'm going to trust.
I'm going to trust.
That by saying this out loud.
That by saying this out loud.
And by tapping.
And by tapping.
I'm sending a signal to myself.
I'm sending a signal to myself.
That right now I'm safe.
That right now I'm safe.
And I am going to handle this.
And I am going to handle this.
And even though there may be moments of tension.
And even though there may be moments of tension.
There almost certainly will be moments of tension.
There almost certainly will be moments of tension.
I'm also allowing the possibility.
I'm also allowing the possibility.
For other moments.
For other moments.
Of moments of being close.
Of moments of being close.
Of moments of talking to my children.
Of moments of talking to my children.
Helping them to understand a little bit, maybe.
Helping them to understand a little bit.
Showing them.
Showing them.
That how we can get through things together.
That how we can get through things together.
Depending on their age.
Depending on their age.
I'll decide just how much I have to talk to them.
I'll decide just how much I have to talk to them.
But I'm allowing myself.
But I'm allowing myself.
To be compassionate with myself.
To be compassionate with myself.
This is not easy.
This is not easy.
Maybe it brings back memories.
It brings back memories.
But I'm also going to allow myself.
But I'm also going to allow myself.
And my children.
And my children.
To have feelings.
To have feelings.
And not be afraid of those feelings.
And not be afraid of those feelings.
If I need to go away and tap.
If I need to go away and tap.
I'll do that.
I'll do that.
And maybe in the evening I'll pour myself a glass of wine.
And maybe in the evening, I don't drink wine, but yeah.
No, whatever.
I'll do something.
Yeah. And I'm allowing myself to feel good about myself.
And I'm allowing myself to feel good about myself.
Allowing myself to be totally self-compassionate.
I'm allowing myself to feel totally self-compassionate.
Because from a place of compassion.
Because it's from a place of compassion.
And a place of self-love.
And a place of self-love.
And self-acceptance.
And self-acceptance.
I know I'm a better mother.
I know I'm a better mother.
I know I can access more patience.
I know I can access more patience.
So I'm forgiving myself in advance.
I'm forgiving myself in advance.
If I ever snap at the children.
If I ever snap at the children.
Or at my husband.
Or at my husband.
Or if I'm going stir crazy.
Or if I'm going stir crazy.
I'm allowing myself to move through it.
I'm allowing myself to move through it.
Acknowledging that I'm very human.
Acknowledging that I'm very human.
That we will get through this together.
That we will get through this together.
Okay, so just take a breath. Okay, and see how you're feeling. Just take a moment to sort of kind of go inside and feel that panic about the 2 weeks. And maybe where, if before it was at a 7, where it might be feeling now. And if any kind of thoughts came to mind, just go tapping.
I'd say it's like a 5, 6.
Okay, so it's coming down a little bit, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
Um,
anything specific that comes up that is behind that number, Denise?
no, just like a, whew. I guess it's like what I said also yesterday, what you were saying. It's just kind of like acknowledging the feeling already just makes it kind of lessen. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then what I would suggest you do some more of that. You know, it's very kind of words like, even though I still have this fear. You know,
Mm-hmm.
even though I'm still sure it's going to be difficult. You know,
Yeah.
and then just acknowledging, and just honoring. You know, I'm allowed to be afraid. This is a
Yeah.
really crazy situation. I've never been in this situation. I don't know how I'm going to react, you know, and maybe
Yeah.
even then saying, but you know, maybe it won't be as bad as I thought. But I'm always, you know, some people say to me, you know, but oh yeah, I feel so much better when we get to the positive. But I think very often as children, we were not allowed to feel our feelings. And I'm sure, you know, you talk to mothers and fathers about this all the time.
Yeah.
You know, if we were sad, we were told to cheer up, or we were given a sweet.
Mm-hmm.
If we were angry, we were told to go to our room, you know,
Yep.
and I think we are more enlightened as parents now. And to not have the fear that, okay, we'll get stuck in it, because no, it moves through quicker if it's
Yeah.
acknowledged.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, you know, that's short and sweet. And definitely let me know, you know, how, as you tap a little bit more on it, how you feel
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I will.
Mm,
Thank you. And
yeah.
if anyone else wants to get in touch with you and do like, if they like what they did, how can they get in touch?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm on Facebook, and also my email, jenny@jennyclift.com. So I don't know if
Okay.
you know that.
I'll tag you also in the video
Yeah.
description.
And right now, you know, what I'm doing is offering, you know, like a free 30-minute session or anything for people. If
Mm-hmm.
you have, you know, or even I would suggest with tapping, if you can get into a kind of each morning, maybe just doing 5 minutes of God, I'm dreading the day, it's going to be terrible type
Mm-hmm.
thing, or you know, last night I had a fight with my
Yeah.
husband because we're so stressed out, you know. But then also in the moment, you can use it as well, and you know, and kids can use it as well. I mean, I normally, when I work with mothers, if they come to me and they say, you know, I need you to work with my child, then I
Mm-hmm.
would say, first let's work with you, clear your feelings, and then see. But you know, there are books out there. My tapping guru, no, that's the wrong word. So, but my tapping mentor wrote a book called The Wizard's Wish, which is
Mm-hmm.
for children. It's like a storybook, and it explains the point. So that's a lovely one. That's by, his name is Brad Yates. I'll give it
Okay.
to you
I'll look
after,
for it.
so you
Yeah.
can add the link. And so yeah, it's absolutely great with children as well. I've worked with children who are having problems sleeping and things like that. But in fact, what I did was work with their mums, who then, you know, you can do it last thing at night with children, and children don't have any kind of, oh God, this is weird. Okay, well, little children, obviously teenagers, a whole different thing. So okay, this is another thing mum does, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Yeah.
yes, if anyone would like to try it out, you know, with me, because obviously when I work one-on-one, we're talking directly about what's going on for you, and
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
So
Oh, thank you so much, Jenny.
pleasure, my
Yeah.
pleasure.
It's helped a lot.
I'm pleased. Yeah, how are you feeling right now?
Good. Yeah, much better. I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like when we were talking, I didn't really notice.
Yeah.
And then when you asked me to read it, and it just came that it was a 7, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
didn't know that was there.
I think, you know, as parents, we have to kind of survive by not allowing ourselves to feel
Yeah.
everything every second. But that's also, it gets stored in our nervous system, you know.
Yeah.
And so then, I don't know about you, if I'm feeling stressed out about something else, then if a tiny thing happens, that is when I blow. You know, or
Yep.
I either shout. I mean, different people have different ways of reacting,
Yeah.
or I feel
Yeah.
depressed, or, you know, whatever it is. So it's
Yeah.
kind of clearing so that we're not like pressure cookers. And of course, right now, you know, the danger is that, you know, we can blow
Yeah.
at any time. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
absolutely, if anyone wants to do some tapping with me, to get in touch, and I'd be very happy to. All right.
Thank you.
Yay. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, pleasure. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna put in the video description your Facebook page, your email, and the book. What was it called again? I'll write it down.
Oh, my book is called The Music Inside, because yeah.
Sure.
And that's really, I mean, I'm a violinist as well, so it was about me sort of my career as a violinist. But for anyone like entrepreneurs and everything, it was really about all the kind of limiting beliefs. It wasn't directly for mothers, but you know, I know all about the mothering bit from being a mother, you know. So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you, Denise.
Thanks you so much, Jenny.
Inviting me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Keep up the good work.
Okay. Well, but I'll log you off now.
Do that. Yep. All right.
Bye. Okay. So that was Jenny, and that's basically how a tapping session works. We didn't do it on the video, but before that we had spoken about what I was currently feeling and what my thoughts are. That way during the tapping session, she actually was able to mention them, right? And that way it was really, the tapping sessions can be really more focused on exactly what you're going through. So if you like the tapping session and you want to learn more about it and how it would apply really to your own situation, then I highly recommend that you send Jenny a message. Again, it's Jenny Clift Coaching. I will put her link, her Facebook page also in the video description. And I am also offering free 30-minute sessions myself to any parent who needs it. Especially, this is more just like, yeah, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel stressed, if you don't know what to do with your kids, what to do with yourself, I can also help you through this process. One other thing that I'm doing as well is I'm going to be doing weekly online group sessions. Once I have the date and the time, I will be putting an event on my Facebook page. As in the beginning, I'll be doing it through Google Hangouts, and from there we'll see. Everyone's welcome to join. Right, and the idea is more just so that we have a space where we can talk to other parents about what we're going through, and I can also provide support as a parenting coach. So that was our session for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.